So now we have the last three presenters. And we will first start with Leon from Acacia Hills, Tanzania. When you're ready, please come to the stage.
Afrika, Afrika yetu.
Hello, Leon. So I noticed that this is the same song as Mary's by chance. Can you explain a little bit about this song?
I believe it was composed in Kenya, but it's used a lot in Tanzania. As you might know, northern Tanzania depends a lot on tourism, so this song is used a lot to welcome tourists.
That's really nice. So it's like an embodiment of the Tanzanian spirit, and yeah, all right. So I know it's your first time in Japan. How are you, Aideen, and Jovin enjoying it so far?
We don't want to go back to Tanzania. Thank you to Japan, TYPICA, and everybody for hosting us.
Of course, of course. I know that you've hosted the TYPICA team multiple times, and when they go, they say they don't want to go back home, so... So are you ready for your presentation? All right.
Thank you.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, you have the mic there.
Good afternoon, everyone. Just as an introduction, I was born in 1967 on a coffee farm in a small village named Usa River in northern Tanzania, now near Mount Kilimanjaro. My grandfather established a coffee farm in the 1920s, so my first experience of harvesting and producing coffee was as a small child with my father. He was a doctor and had a small hospital in a local town, and during the coffee harvest, each afternoon he'd come back from the hospital, get out of his suit, grab my brother and I, and we'd go off to watch all the coffee coming into the factory. Now, many years later, my wife and I have our own coffee farm called Acacia Hills Coffee Estate. It's located in the Ngorongoro Highlands in northern Tanzania. Like so many of the coffee growing areas around the world, it's an area of outstanding natural beauty. It has wild African animals like elephants and buffalo roaming around the area, and most days I pinch myself to how fortunate we are to live in such a beautiful area. Acacia is located between 1850 and 1950 meters above sea level. And as a third-generation coffee farmer, we've grown specialty coffee more recently, but before we used to grow commercial coffee. We've of course realized how difficult it is to make a living with commercial coffee, so we've moved to higher altitude to produce the higher quality coffee. Our vision is to create a better coffee world, particularly in Tanzania. We saw most of the coffee sold from Tanzania was FAQ commercial coffee, and small-scale farmers were being poorly paid for the coffee they've produced. It's been a long journey since we started this in 2007, but if we look back, we realize we have come a long way in realizing our goals. Awareness of Tanzania coffee is much higher today, and many more roasters worldwide are now asking for Tanzania specialty coffee. We believe better Tanzanian coffee to better the people. If you carry out an internet search for the world leaders in coffee, of course you'll be directed to Brazil and Vietnam, and we in Tanzania can never compete in those countries in terms of production figures, but we do hope and envision that one day, certainly in our lifetime, we will be amongst those in the world who produce the very highest quality coffee. So our primary vision is to make Tanzania a world leader in specialty coffee. This can only work if it's a shared vision with a greater community involvement, bringing others on the journey. Shared vision encapsulates a purpose, creates goals, and paths to direction. It needs to be inspiring, motivational, aspirational, and this is our plan. It needs to be sustainable, and one way of achieving this, in fact, probably the only way of achieving this, is developing a smallholder specialty coffee outgrow scheme in our district in Tanzania. To achieve our vision, over the years we've had the high altitude coffee farm. We've introduced specialty coffee varieties to Tanzania, such as Gesha and Pacamara. We've encouraged our neighboring farms to establish a growers group called the Ngorongoro Coffee Group. And we're just starting along the path of establishing the smallholder coffee agroforestry transformation. Just for a bit of background, Tanzania has a population of over 55 million people. It's one of the least developed countries in the world, with a significant amount of its citizens impoverished, with 1 in 7 people living in extreme poverty. The causes are complicated, but are interwoven in poor education, healthcare, and poor agricultural practices. Together with TYPICA, Aideen and I would like to help improve and support the development of specialty coffee for small-scale farmers in our area in northern Tanzania, with development of a coffee agroforestry program. We want to help ensure smallholder coffee producers to develop a living income from the production of consistent, high-quality coffee, and we hope to establish this development at every level to help Tanzanians in our local area. We've recently started a new company registered in Tanzania called Tanzania Specialty Coffee Growers, TSCG. Our main vision on this new business is to increase smallholder coffee production in the greater Karatu area. That will involve increasing quality, yield, and pricing, which will develop a sustainable coffee for smallholders. We'll share our knowledge on specialty seed and seedlings with our neighbors, provide indigenous shade tree seedlings to improve quality, excuse me, and provide advice on growing and feeding with specific needs with each variety. Finally, of course, post-harvest, we'd have to provide some guidance and expertise for the various post-harvest processes. A little bit further down the line, as the coffee starts to be produced in this area, our next plan, again in conjunction with TYPICA, is to establish a specialty dry mill in the same area. Smallholders, coffee farmers in the Ngorongoro area of northern Tanzania have all but disappeared over the last 20 years for many reasons, but poor access to market is most probably the primary reason. We on Acacia Hills, together with TYPICA, have been exploring the possibility to re-establishing this sector in our area. Smallholder livelihood strategies depend on coffee alone. Smallholder livelihood strategies dependent on coffee alone is not realistic, and in most cases it will develop together with other traditional crops of Tanzania, such as avocado and other crops. Access to high-yielding and high-scoring varietals will be critical, and this is where, on Acacia, we will play a role. Funding is in place to allow the provision of seedlings, and there's been enormous interest in our initiative as the word spread. TSCG has employed an outreach officer called Philbert. Philbert has started talking to the local farmers, and there was a huge interest, and people kept phoning him, excited to get involved. We need tangible results. Coffee is tangible. It's perceived by touch, smell, and taste. It's real. The results of our efforts, we hope, will be real too. We need, as mentioned before, we need new awareness of different varietals in our community. In many cases, small farmers, I'm sure like other parts of the world, have only planted the same coffee as their fathers planted and are totally unaware how different varieties taste differently and yield differently. Finally, we're a coffee farming family with a huge commitment to creating and securing the specialty coffee market in Tanzania and bringing along the smallholder farmers with us on a journey. Our children or their children will take over one day from us with the same vision to secure the future of this dream. On Acacia Hills Coffee Estate, together with TSCG, we hope to be pioneers in the specialty coffee industry in Tanzania. Our business model promotes economic circulation throughout the region and could possibly serve as a role model for other regions and countries. Our aspirations that lie at the root of pursuing sustainable development, and it is this sustainability that will ensure success. Thank you for your time.
Beautiful.
I don't know how to stop it.
Very beautiful.
How do I stop it?
I think it was a great idea for Aideen to send me that video. It was absolutely beautiful. If anyone has questions or comments that they would like to share. All right. So Leon, Aideen, and Jovan are wonderful people when you get to know them. They'll be at the cafe time and at the dinner. So if you think of a question or something you'd like to share, feel free to find them and approach them. Thank you so much, Leon.
Thank you.